Hey, Carla Zen Queen here. And first off, I gotta say, right now I'm very emotional. I have anxiety, and I also have borderline personality disorder, and some people kind of confuse that with multiple personality disorder. So to set the record straight on that, it's just that my emotions are extreme. So like when I'm happy, people think I'm on drugs, I'm too happy. When I'm sad, you guys have seen me cry at a drop of a dime, so, that's part of that, obviously. When I'm angry, it's ugly. Anyways, with that said, I right now, my chest is heavy. I am having panic attacks, and that's fine, because they're good panic attacks. Earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday, I don't even remember. My mind right now is so full of confusion. You'll understand why. And if I cry, you'll also understand that too. I'm okay with my crying. I keep having to take these deep breaths. I can't remember whether I liked somebody's comment or somebody liked my comment back, but it was something local here. I was actually born in this small town that I live in. I didn't grow up here, though. I have met my biological father once. I met him when I was 18. My mother will not discuss my father with me at all. It's an off subject. At 17, I wrote the college that he attended here in town, and they gave me the mailing address. I'm sorry. To my grandparents. I later find out my grandparents are both deceased, but I later found out my name, Carla, it was named after my grandfather. His name was Carl. It's also my father's middle name. I know a little bit of information. Like I said, I did get the chance to meet him when I was 18. Him and his wife came down. Actually, it was for Labor Day weekend when I was 18. I'm 44. I have not seen him since. I have 2 siblings. I'm not even going to say names right now. I've probably said too much. I don't know who knows that I exist on his side of the family. I was supposed to be a big secret back when I was born in 1969 in these little small towns. It was a very shameful thing to be having illegitimate children. I don't want to disrupt anybody's lives. But the long and the short of it is, I either liked somebody's comment or vice versa. They liked mine, and we ended up having a conversation that started off with him recognizing my last name. He used to work with my ex-husband and wanted to know what relation that was, and we start talking. We're talking again this evening. He has a son that passed away a few years ago, and didn't really want to ask him because I don't know the person. Didn't want to ask him how his son passed. So I type his son's name into Google, come up with an obituary. And in the obituary, it says that his son grew up in the town that my father lives in, which is north of here, about 3.5 hours. And I'm telling this person that it's a small town. And when you get in these small towns, everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows everybody's business, and that's all fine and dandy. So I sent him a message, and I just said, oh my God. I'm a nosy person, and I, told him I pulled up the obituary, and I see the town's name, and I said, do you know, I gave him my dad's last name, do you know anybody up there with this last name? Now he understands where I'm coming from because he's had some like situations in his life. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional. And he keeps talking about this Carl. I know my dad doesn't have a brother named Carl because his middle name is Carl. I am pretty certain that the Carl that he's talking about, knowing very personally, is my father. So right now, I shot the guy my phone number right away. And he called me. Thank you. And we talked. In fact, I just got off the phone with him. I don't know where I'm going to take this. I have lost contact with my dad. I do know where he lives. But with all the secrecy about my existence, I know that his son and daughter know of my existence. I've tried to reach out to them and they've not reciprocated. And I'm not trying to disrupt anybody's life. But anybody, I don't have a relationship with my mother. Me and my mother are so much alike, but so much, there's a lot of differences between us too. And there's a lot of animosity for past situations. And some people hold grudges and some people can forgive. And maybe that day will come. I don't hold hope for that any longer. But at this point, we don't have a relationship. And being I've never had my father in my life, I can't say, most people when they go through struggles, have parents to rely on. I haven't had that. I've had some wonderful aunts that have always been there for me. I've had wonderful friends that have been there for me. And so this is just a really amazing thing for me. Like I said, I don't know right yet. I'm sorry. What I'm going to do with that. But we are going to talk some more. And hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for. There will be some kind of, I know this. My father, when I was 18, did make the trip down here 3.5 hours with his wife to meet me. We had wrote back and forth. There's just some things that I can't get into right now as to why I haven't reached out to him. And I have to get to that point where I'm willing to do that again and be okay with that. It's just real sensitive because, like I said, I don't want to disrupt anybody's life with my wants, but being, that's half of my life that has been missing all of my life. It's something that's very obviously emotional for me. It's something very important to me. And so I'm going to leave it at that. And I will do a video again. That was my best way so I didn't have to have 25 different conversations or 50 different conversations explaining what was going on tonight. A video. Hey, YouTube. A video was the best way to put that information out there. So while I'm crying, they're happy tears and they're fearful tears and they're all kinds of emotional tears. I just want to say thanks to my ladies from Super Women's Team Kick Massive Action. You ladies rock, and this is a time when we can all share in our ups and downs, and no matter how this turns out, I'm one that looks at life like all things happen for a reason, and this is a perfect example because this is a person that I did not know before yesterday, not somebody that I would have randomly run into, or you would think that I would randomly run into, and it's somebody I found online, of all places. And so I just want to say to everybody out there, make every day count and love your loved ones while you have them. Some of us don't have them, and it's a good thing for people like me when I see my neighbors sitting on their porch. Hey, Buffy, shout out. Sitting on their porch in love, having coffee and a cigarette before they go to work. Things like that are very endearing to me. It's not that it's not that I can't have those things. Those are things that that I don't have in my life, and maybe I'm not open to having those things in my life in that respect. But I truly enjoy seeing that in others, because it gives me hope and it gives me inspiration, and it lets me know when I'm disappointed in humanity, because some people can be really cruel and mean. When I'm disappointed in humanity, I can think of those things and really, really know in my heart that life is just not that bad, and that there are good people and there are good things out there in our world. And it's just amazing to see things like this will help others, and it's just amazing to be part of life. I guess that's what it is. What I've been through in the last year and a half, even participating in life, has been hard for me. I love you all. Peace from the Zen Queen.